there's a lot of a challenge. Here's the biggest thing: is there was an original series, there was a 2-hour, there were some other ones in between too, Team Knight Rider and a couple other things. But I think the biggest challenge is trying to juggle old fans, new fans, and the fans that you're trying to get, people who don't know any of the Knight Rider shows, or who thought it was kitschy, or who didn't like it, or just weren't aware of it. So it's trying to appease different segments. There's the original fans who are die-hard and really have their opinions of what it should be. There's actually fans who did like the 2-hour, and there are fans who like the stuff in between, and then there's people who don't know anything about it. So it's trying to juggle and appease all those audiences that's the most difficult thing. Yeah, the original series had mythology to it. It was Michael Long became Michael Knight. He was shot in the face, and what I did was I went back to the original series, sat down, watched the pilot in the first entire season. I'd actually seen everything as it aired when I was growing up, so I just wanted to catch up on it. So I wanted to sort of go to a mythology that was somewhat like that, and that's what we did in the first episode. And you'll see some actual similarities to it, where one man becomes another man, i.e. Michael Knight. The same thing happens here, where we take the man from the 2-hour, Mike Tracer, and turn him into Michael Knight. Yeah, I know what's going to happen. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but I know what's going to happen. We have plotted out arcs that go 1 through 6, and then 1 through 13, then 1 through 22, 1 through 24 in case there's an extended season, and actually 1 all the way into season 2. So we know actually where we're going to get us into season 2. You always have to leave freedom when you're on a network show, because there's network and studio and other elements that play into it. And what happens too is once you air, audiences can sometimes dictate characters that they like or other things. And by dictate, I don't mean they write it in, we'll do what you say. It just means we see who audiences like and where they're gravitating towards. Also, the other thing that happens is you get a group of people, and in this case we have 7 actors, and you start to play the relationships, and you see different things in each one. Like you'll find out one person is a lot funnier than you ever thought they were. You start writing towards the humor, or someone's more serious, and those sorts. Or there's a connection between certain characters and less of one between others. And so you play off of that. So those are the things, those are the variables that change on a daily basis. No, actually, I never think that way. I sort of live by the God is dead, all things are possible rule when it comes to filmmaking and to TV shows. This crew and this cast is fantastic, and our visual effects artists are great. Our all of our artists are great. Our second unit, everything's great. Our cars, our stunts, and so I always assume that they can do it. It's when they come to me and go, we can't, and then I go, but why? We should be able to do this. So I just really believe we can do anything in this day and age with digital capabilities that they are. Well, I think one of the biggest ones is the transformation in the attack car. It's an artificial intelligence. I think the bigger thing is that you're going to watch through the course of the first season the Kit's artificial intelligence. You'll watch him learn. He will be learning as if he were a human. And each episode sort of has a lesson to it, and you'll talk about honesty, about secrets, about lying, about betrayal, all these different things, corruption, whatever it may be, and you'll see him in some ways becoming more human than the humans are, because the thing about AI is there's no emotion attached to it. Whereas humans have emotion, so in most cases everything they do is dictated in some ways by emotion. Artificial intelligence doesn't have the emotion, and so it's a pure logic base, and so it's like, why can't Mike and Sarah be together? He doesn't understand that. Well, the human emotion doesn't allow you to get together because they can't quite say how they feel. They don't. There's other little secrets too that are in there, but he's like, it makes no sense. You like each other. You should be together. No, I mean, I think that ensemble casts actually help you when you're on episodic TV. If we just had Justin doing the amount of pages that are in each script, he'd be dead after episode 6. He just physically couldn't pull it off. And so, I mean, there's actually some logic to it. One of the reasons why we have this great set is not just a basis of operation, but also it allowed us to get inside and not just be outside all the time running around after people, because it gets pretty boring sitting in a car talking to a car. But the other big reason is that it takes the load off other actors, and in terms of a story, there's a logic to it, which is with artificial intelligence, with the technology the way it is today, and don't forget it's 25 years removed from the original. You know, there was no iPods then, there was no anything that we have now. So you need a core team to actually run this place. And Knight Industries, this is the research and development department, is a lot more than just artificial intelligence and a car. There's a lot of other things that are going on here. And this is the gimbal the car comes into. He comes down this tunnel here, you know, 200 miles an hour, whatever he comes in. And when he comes in, he sits on this gimbal. The gimbal actually turns around so he can head back out and race out to missions. But it also flips upside down, spins around, so that we can retrofit the car, so we can make any repairs. And the robots you see here, Lisa and Katie, they do a lot of the laser surgery on the car. And you'll see when we go to series, what it actually looks like. It looks pretty awesome what they're scanning the car. They paint the car. They do all kinds of things. They work closely with the nanotechnology. Well, we talk to them. They have personalities. They have characters. We're doing a Halloween episode this year, and you'll see them dressed up. I'm not going to tell what they're dressed as, but there's a little argument over whether they look as good as they should. We actually have a third robot. He's around here somewhere. He's a little jealous. His name's Hank. I believe he was the first robot that was ever done, and he's a little bit older than them, and he doesn't quite have the functions that they have. So he's kind of jealous of Kit. He's kind of jealous of the other robots, and so we have him back off in the corner until he can, you know, get it together.